and welcome back to another episode of Behind the Podcast. And today we're talking about season 2, episode 7, The Mindset of a CEO, with our good friend Clint Carnell. Michael, what a really fun one to spend some time with Clint and hearing his story. Maybe you have some thoughts or some takeaways that you had on the episode.
Well, we continued our string of having really smart people. He wasn't Ivy League, but he was Duke, and he was on a soccer scholarship. So having another really smart person on our episode hopefully uh, doesn't highlight our lack of not being Ivy League people, but brings us up with them. The other thing that was powerful is his story of thinking outside the box and persevering through the pandemic, because he has a really powerful story as the CEO of HydraFacial that was in the middle of a transaction in March when the pandemic hit. He's the CEO of OrangeTwist, and he shares kind of some real authentic, this is where I was in the world and as a CEO, the things kind of I did to get through it, and so I think it'll be encouraging after all that we've all been through in 2020 to hear this episode.
Yeah, and I love the insight he gave of understanding, because this unfortunately was not his first rodeo of seeing the downturns, but the things that he learned each time. And so hopefully for all our audience who will be listening to this episode will realize there are a lot of good takeaways you can get even during a pandemic, and so that you can prepare yourself for other potential, hopefully not pandemics, but downturns with your business and ways to think quickly. And so that's what I loved about this episode, is really hearing Clint go through that process.